All right. Let's get into this, huh? That sucks. Some homegrown iced coffee. Yes, I make my own iced coffee. Check that out, little como se llama action. You know what I'm saying? Little. Can we get a like button for the mug right here? Wait, did I hit record? Nah, we're gooch. We're gooch. You're ready to go. A little English action. Darling, don't bow. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Alright, so today what I want to do is I want to break down my new song, Watch Me. So it's not going to be a breakdown really in the sense of like breaking every single word down and breaking every single bar down like how Genius does in their videos. But I wanted to give you an overall just generalization of what the song is about and what you should just sort of be aware of when you're listening to the song. Now, if you haven't listened to the song, my new song, Watch Me, out on all platforms, you should have listened to it. If you're watching this but haven't listened to it, that's kind of weird, so go listen to it. But again, even if you haven't listened to it, it's probably better because I want to give you this sort of like tidbit of what the song is about so that when you're listening to it, you actually know what the topic is. Probably going to be doing a breakdown on every song that I drop on the channel, so if you guys want to see that, please hit that like button, subscribe if you want to help me out. Try to keep them relatively short. This will probably be the longest one just because it's the first one, but going forward I'm gonna try to keep them as condensed and short as possible. So before we do anything, we have to listen to the main intro or the hook in the beginning of the song because that really sets the tone and the table for what the song is going to be about the rest of the way. So let's do that right now. I've been waiting for a long time for this. I'm out of the cave now.
Hey.
Hey.
Watch me talk my shit. I still mind my words. Y'all just shop y'all list. I got some words on my side. Too bad that all of them work. So I had to get it myself. A pedal goes out of the dirt. I just sit down with the stencil.
So the first words in the song are watch me talk my shit. I still mark my words. Y'all just chomp y'all lips. And that's obviously an homage to when people just, they say a lot more than they actually do. They're just all talk. They never commit to action of what they're actually saying. And that's true and prevalent around our friends, our family, whoever that may be around you. But obviously you guys know that a lot of people say things rather than do things. Basically one of the main points of the whole song is essentially finally doing instead of saying. For a long time, I always told myself I didn't make excuses. I always found a way to do things. But a lot of the time when I wanted to do something creatively, I always relied on other people because I didn't know how to do it. So whenever they weren't willing to help me or just didn't have the time or whatever the case may be, I sort of used that as an excuse to just not do it or not move forward with it or just leave it on the back burner. And eventually, I would just end up not getting back to it at all. Now, the next lines of the song are, I got some ones on my side. Too bad that all of them work. I had to get it myself. A pedal rolls out of the dirt. And once again, this is just like I was saying that I've got some really close friends that were willing to help me and willing to get me to where I am today. If I'm anywhere today, I'm not really anywhere today, but you know what I'm saying. A lot of things that wouldn't get done. There's a lot of things that should have been done but couldn't get done, which leads into the final part, which is I had to get it myself. A pedal rolls out of the dirt. That kind of just ties everything into where instead of relying on anybody or any excuses for whatever reason, I just sort of started doing everything myself. While for me, that meant creatively as far as recording my own music, starting a podcast, starting multiple podcasts, putting video in front of myself. I had to learn that nobody's going to do it for me. Nobody's going to take their day off and use it on me and waste it on trying to fulfill my goals. Nobody is going to want to push your dreams as much as you are. Even though they're your close friends, even though they're your greatest just assets and the people around you are good people, they're not going to have the same commitment as you are to whatever goal or whatever it is you're trying to achieve. What I had to learn was that it was selfish for me to think that people had to, on their days off, on whatever free time they had, was to help me do my dreams. Was to help me do a video, was to help me do a podcast, whatever the case may be. I always got upset that whenever they didn't want to do something or whenever they didn't have time or whatever the case, I would get upset and be like, oh, they're not committed. Oh, they don't really care. Oh, they're fake friends or whatever. And that was really selfish of me. And it was never in a malicious way. Like, who for me to think for someone to have their day off from work, they just want to watch Netflix or whatever, they just want to chill, lay down, relax. I wanted them to come help me. That's just totally unfair to them. So over the last 1.5 to 2 years, I had to realize that if I wanted to do anything for me, I had to do it myself. Even on like the rudimentary level for most people, that let's just say you're trying to look for a job, right? You want a new job, you're looking for a job, and someone's like, yeah, I'll help you, I'll put in a good word for you, whatever. Some people are just gonna forget to put in that word, or nobody's gonna come over to your house and get a computer, sit next to you, and look for hundreds of jobs for 3 hours a day with you. In school, when we had to sign up for financial aid, people were like, yo, I'll help you out. Hey, whenever you got time tomorrow, can you help me fill out my financial aid? And they just forget, or they would never come. So eventually, like even on those levels, you have to literally do things yourself. When you learn to just literally not rely on anybody for anything, even putting your own gas in your car, even putting your own oil in your car, is so much more liberating. And that's what the message of the song is when it says, watch me talk my shit. Because all the work that I put in myself, it's just going to be so much more rewarding when I get that, when I've done that. And everything for me up to this point, I feel so much more proud of myself that I did it on my own. I totally appreciate all the support that I get from friends and stuff, but most like 98% of the work that I've done has came from me, and it's so much more gratifying. It's so much more liberating. So yeah, whenever I get that success, I'm going to talk my shit. Give a quick little real example. I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, and it was just always my dream, always on my bucket list. And there were opportunities where friends or whatever, we had the opportunity like, oh, we're gonna start one, or we're gonna do this, we're gonna go big, and it would never happen. That was still my goal. That was still like my bucket list thing. So, and I always made excuses for myself. Like not even too long ago, like 6 months to 8 months ago, I had an iPhone 6. And I always use that as my excuse that, man, I don't have this crappy iPhone. I'm not going to do no videos. I'm not going to do nothing like that. But eventually, I just threw up the camera on a tripod. I didn't even have a mic at that point. I just started talking into the camera. And over a year and a half later, I actually have a YouTube channel right here that you guys can... Well, that's for another video, but I hit over 1,000 subscribers on that channel already. I haven't told you guys about that, but that will be another video, not for this video. But I'm just saying that eventually, that when you start doing things on your own, the potential is just much, much more, because you don't have to rely on nobody's time, on nobody's schedule, on nobody's anything but yourself. Something isn't getting uploaded, if something isn't getting done, that's on you. There's no one to blame, it's on you. Yeah, that's where the message of the song comes from when I was writing it. It wasn't in any malicious way. It was sort of just reflecting on like the past year, 2 years that I've been sort of silent on the IG space and social media space. Not too silent, but you know what I'm saying. And I really feel at this point that all of that stuff that wasn't done, all that stuff that was said but that never was acted upon, really led me to this growth, really led me to this point creatively. I mean, so much more fun doing it. I feel so much more liberated and relaxed, and I don't have to worry about or even get mad at friends. I would hate getting mad at my friends. I would catch myself and be like, man, it's not a big deal. It's not that big a deal. So that's it for today's breakdown. Thank you for stopping by. If you enjoy this, please hit that like button, subscribe. I'm going to do more music related content on the channel. Go stream Watch Me if you haven't already. Produced by Cadence, engineered by Raw. Links will be in the description. But yeah, that'll be it. More info and updates on the actual stuff that I've been doing in the past year. Even in regards to the YouTube channel, I'll update you guys on that. As you guys know, I have another podcast, two more podcasts. Those will be in the description as well. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you. Specs out. Specs out? What the fuck?
10 toes on my feet, no police, gotta rough it out. Ain't no quitting now, better simmer down. Henny in the air, I'ma pour it out. Gotta get it now, yeah, I've been a while. Had to get away, polish up the sound.